So, it's been a while since I talked about hitboxes. I mean, I certainly do have my reasons. Ultimate was just released not terribly long ago, and hitbox visuals is something that usually take a while. There are of course the Smash 4 hitbox visuals, but obviously those are a bit outdated by now. Even though for what it looks like a lot of the Smash 4 hitboxes are identical to Ultimate, at least in terms of size. But that is a little bit besides the point. I'm here to talk about Ultimate hitboxes, because there has actually been quite a few visuals created by now. But before we talk about the specifics, why don't we take a look at the current state of hitboxes in Smash Ultimate. Now you may be wondering why I just don't use the new hitbox visualizer mod that was recently released. And to tell you the truth, I started making this video before it got released. And that's basically the reason. But there's also the fact that the mod in its current state is a little inconsistent. It has a lot of bugs that need to be filtered out. These mostly consist of hitboxes that incorrectly scale with the character's animations. A good example of this would be Wolf's down smash, which I'll get into later. Or other seemingly random bugs that make the hitboxes look way different than they actually are. See Snake's up tilt, for example. Now there is a good chance that most of this has been fixed by the time this video is finished, and when that is, then I can finally start doing in-depth hitbox analysis on specific characters. However, as for today I'll be looking at a few handcrafted hitbox visuals. Created by Meshima and Arthur on Twitter. I highly suggest you go follow these people. They post a lot of useful and interesting information about Smash and the more technical sides of the game. You should also follow Yugiha? Look, I tried. As he is actually the one who created the aforementioned hitbox mod, which is looking very promising. Now, this is going to be a little different from how I usually do things. For one, there is no real pattern to these hitboxes. It's just random hitboxes from random characters. I might also not be able to completely cover all the frame data of the moves since some of them have not been posted yet. But I'll try to be as thorough as possible. Some of these visuals are GIFs, some of them are videos, and some of them are only screenshots. It's a bit of a grab bag, but I think it'll be fun either way. So let's just get right into it. I guess we can start with some of the more splashy moves. Ganon received a new F-smash in Ultimate. He now uses a sword instead of his elbow. So instead of his F-smash being a copy of Falcon's, it's now a copy of Ike's. I guess Ganondorf just never really gets to have any original moves. But hey, he actually uses a sword now, which is cool. The hitbox itself is actually pretty good, all things considered. I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger. I guess after looking at so many sword fighters, I guess my expectations have been a bit tempered. The hitbox comes out at an arc over Ganon's head, and is actually active there as well. Because of this, you can easily catch people above you and people on platforms. The rest of the move is a swing hitting in front of Ganon. The move does consist of two hitboxes, but they both deal the same amount of damage and knockback. This move did get an increased first actable frame from 60 up to 70 from Smash 4, making the move pretty laggy all things considered. It does hit like a truck in this game though, and the new range is nothing to scoff at, so I am a little divided on this move. But should I really ever doubt the Doria? I guess I might as well talk about his up smash since we are on the subject. Yet again, I am getting some strong Ike up smash vibes here, but I'll stop harping on that for now. Now this hitbox is pretty nice. It covers pretty much all of the area above and to the sides of Ganon. The hitbox reaches really far into the air and is extremely powerful. It consists of 3 hitboxes, and in true sword fighter tradition, one random hitbox is added somewhere randomly for no reason. This time it's around Ganon's entire arm, because just having sword range is not enough. Although the hitboxes only have some slight angle and knockback differences. Again, the question gets asked whether or not this is actually a buff or not. Ganon's up smash in Smash 4 was a really powerful move with relatively little lag for its strength, and could often be used as a solid pressure tool and anti-air option. In Ultimate they gave it 20 more frames of lag to compensate for the new hitbox, though the new move is certainly more versatile and reliable as an anti-air move. There is obviously no clear answer, but I can see why some people would like the new one over the old one, and vice versa. Next up is Snake's up tilt. While it's not the absolute monstrosity it was back in Brawl, it's still very much a great move with a solid hitbox. I mean, this time his hitbox, actually matches his animation. It's a surprisingly quick move coming out as early as frame 6 and lingers all the way until frame 13. The move still does have a lot of horizontal range, despite not being quite as crazy as it was in Brawl, especially on this frame where his leg reaches very far in front of him. This is one of the moves with a lot of missing detail at the moment, so sadly I can't really go that into detail about the individual hitboxes. But hey, just getting to have a look at it is more than enough for me at this point. For a change of pace, let's have a look at someone a little smaller. A lot smaller, in fact. Pichu has an F-tilt. It's disgusting. here's its hitbox. I mean, the hitbox itself is not like crazy huge, but why does it last for so long and why does it kill so early? It's super safe and has very little lag. And I mean, for Pichu's standard, it even has a fair amount of disjoint to it. I also love how big Pichu's legs look. It looks really weird. Either way, this move is pretty solid, and so is his hitbox. Speaking of disgusting hitboxes, Ivysaur's downer is, well, just that. Like, I don't even have to explain myself here. I assume you have eyes. It's frame 12, which is not even that slow, and to top it all off, the entire move spikes. On the ledge, this move is a massive pain to deal with. Obviously being very disjointed, it makes the usual 2-frame window a lot larger just by having so much range. It does, however, have a sour spot that deals less knockback, but I mean most of the time all you need is just to stop your opponent's momentum off stage to gimp them. So it's not like it matters that much. His up air is basically the same move just upwards, and it's obviously very huge as well. Except it doesn't spike. It's great for anti-airing and just juggling in general, because of the massive disjoint. Ivysaur is a pretty crazy character in this game, and his hitboxes certainly do reflect that. Moving on to Shulk, where we actually have 3 aerials to look at. Let's start by looking at its nair. It's very similar to the way it was in Smash 4 in terms of hitbox size. However, there is a pretty notable change between the two. Not only is the move animation just much faster in this game, but it was also given new hitboxes where the move used to end in Smash 4. This means that he can now actually hit people behind him, which surprisingly was not a thing in Smash 4, even though the Monado still glowed indicating an attack. But now the move is fixed and feels so much smoother than in Smash 4. I am a fan for sure. Though Nair is not the only move to get an overhaul. Shulk's fair is almost identical to the way it was in Smash 4. It has the same first actable frame and active frames. But the move sure does feel a lot faster. The animation has been sped up notably, which is nice even though the move itself is not actually that different. Lastly, there is back air, which sadly received a very notable hitbox nerf. In Smash 4, this move was pretty ridiculous. Its hitbox covered pretty much the entirety of Shulk's body during the first few frames of the move, before reaching far out with the appendage hitbox. In Ultimate, however, the move is way tamer. The body hitbox is completely gone, and while the move now does reach quite a bit farther horizontally, the move is not nearly as spammable as it was in Smash 4. You can't just jump onto your opponent with a huge early hitbox, which means you actually have to space it. I know, go figure. It's quite a shame, I really love this move back in Smash 4, but you can't win them all. Real quick, let's have a look at Falcon's forward air. There's not actually a GIF for this one, so here is his sweet spot and here is the lingering sour spot. As you can see, the lingering hitbox is quite a bit bigger than the sweet spot. It's very similar to the way it has always been, which is the case for a lot of the mostly unchanged returning characters from Smash 4. Next up is Roy and Chrom's jab and F-tilts. The two jab hitboxes are virtually identical, with only some minor variants on this frame. The hitbox itself is actually pretty great. It covers basically all the area you would need in front of them. And if that wasn't enough, they have a hitbox on their body as well, just for good measure. This move is one that really benefited from the new movement mechanics, whereas most other jabs don't. On to F-tilt, it's basically just a jab in reverse, being an overhead swipe that arcs towards the ground. The hitbox is basically what you would expect from that description. And since I don't have damage or knockback info on these moves, I guess we'll just leave it at that. Then we have Fox's up smash, and boy is this an up smash. You know, it's not like Fox's up smash was bad in Smash 4, but hey, why don't we just buff the hell out of it? The move is notably more disjointed. It was given a new sweet spot on the apex of the kick, meaning it now hits people on the platform with a strong part of the move. It was also given a lot more sour spot frames on the backside of the move. It now even hits characters behind him. For reference, this is how it looked in Smash 4, and this is how it is now. Yeah, I don't really get why they thought Fox needed an up smash buff, but it's not like Fox is super broken in this game anyway, so I'll allow it. Okay, let's now have a look at some of Bayonetta's hitboxes. For the most part, Bayonetta's hitboxes got notable size changes across the board. Fair 1 was probably the one that got hit the hardest, losing about 25% of its size from Smash 4, which, I mean, was very warranted. I made an entire video talking about Bayonetta's hitboxes, and I can certainly say some of them were, well, stupid. And even after this, it still looks kinda stupid. However, now a lot of them actually look like real hitboxes. Some of them were also given a little more range, like up air, and some others were toned down a bit, like back air, while the rest had some very minor adjustments. We are approaching the end, but here is Squirrel's up tilt. I honestly don't have a lot to say about it, it really is just about what you would expect. So let's move on to Charizard's F tilt. which is pretty much the same as it was in Smash 4. Though I really thought this sweet spot would be a little bigger. It's just the same size as all of his other hitboxes on his tail, which is kinda strange, but hey. And finally, for the last two hitboxes, we're gonna have a look at Wolf's down smash and up smash. Now, I should mention right away that this move is often misinterpreted because of the Hitbox Visualizer mod. In the mod, due to some bugs, it makes some hitboxes scale alongside the animations, which in this case makes Wolf's down smash look way bigger than it actually is. So just to set things straight, this is what it really looks like. I mean, by all accounts, it's still pretty huge and disjointed. The first hit in front of him is actually quite a bit larger than the second one, but still has good range. The move itself is really nasty, having a super strong semi-spike that will send any character with bad recovery to an early demise. The move does have a sour spot, which I presume is the red hitbox in this case, which deals slightly less damage and knockback. It's a pretty great move overall and one of Wolf's many strong kill options. Then lastly we have up smash, which, wow, that is an up smash if I have ever seen one. The move starts off with 4 hitboxes spread across the ground. They all have an angle and knockback to set up into the second part of the move. It then launches them up into the kick, which also has a pretty huge hitbox. Like, Wolf's entire body is covered in hitboxes at this point, although it's not as disjointed as you might expect. This move is great as a scooping move to catch even the smallest of rodents trying to escape. It's got solid kill power too. It's a good move. And that concludes our little hitbox adventure. I know this is not really the way I usually do things, but I've been waiting for a while to get some good hitboxes to talk about, and when I finally got some, I didn't really want to wait until the entire set of them was completed. Don't worry, I have plans on doing character-specific analysis as soon as the mod reaches a stable state, so that I know that what I talk about is actually correct. Which, speaking of, which character do you want me to cover first? I don't really have a plan on which one I want to start with, so some input on this would be great. Leave a comment about it and I'll make sure to take it into consideration for next time. But until then, thank you for watching. Hey, so before I go, I know I've been gone for a while, and while that was never the intention, I just had some issues that needed to be sorted out, which ended up taking a lot of my time. I can't promise that I'll be able to upload scripted videos like this with the consistency I used to anytime soon, but I still do have some exciting videos planned for the future. But they kinda have to go in the when they're ready pile. And like I said with the hitbox analysis, it's something I really want to get back into. But there's still a lot of pieces missing to the point where I can't really make those videos as in-depth as I want them to be. So it's kind of out of my control when I can really get back into that. On the other side, I've been considering making some non-scripted videos. Maybe something more akin to a Let's Play. I can maybe do some Elite Smash and record it, or maybe just play an entirely different game. It's just an idea, but I think it would be nice to have something else on the channel to keep the face while I'm working on scripted videos. I'm open to ideas, so please if you have any suggestions, I'll make sure to read it. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has stuck with me this far. It's really what keeps me wanting to do this, so thank you. And I'll see you next time.